I want to give a shout out to my first and only member, Kevin, who is enjoying all the tribal perks listed down below, along with access to all the emojis I'm showing down below. I made these, they're nothing special, but I thought they were cool and needed some member perks, so feel free to join as a member and use them as your own. Any support is greatly appreciated, so even if you don't want to become a member, a subscription, a like, or a comment is greatly appreciated, and my Discord is down in the description below if anyone wants to join and be a part of this community. Thank you all for watching, and let's get to the video. Okay, so we gotta search for these parts on the bulletin board, he said. Where is that? Bulletin board would be, like, in the main meeting room. Also, why were there only, like, 2 ghouls here? That seems crazy. Okay. Oh. Wow, 2 more ghouls.
Compromised. Engaging.
And Sentinel's really helping out here, isn't he? Okay, if you want your precious gun back to normal, then you're in luck. Consider me your ghost of Christmas past, present, and future. Let's start with the past. Remember where Roger lost his hearing? You'd have to shred of empathy to even know it happened. Well, if by chance you do, search the area, you might find something in a pocket. Next, the ghost of the present. So you know the person you've been agitating all month? Maybe if you spent more time together, you'd realize you had a lot in common. For instance, did you know both of you share the same taste in pictures? I'd look behind a frame or two and see what turned up. Lastly, you'll need the blueprints that came with the gun to put it back together. Well, I always tell the boys in the warehouse, the blueprint to a successful future is simple. When you're going down and you've hit rock bottom, sometimes the best thing to do is to look up. Okay. So Roger lost his hearing somewhere. Let's start with that picture frame. Hold on, who's this? This is Dr. Reed. He's the one that's been getting agitated. That's clue 2. There is that. That's to the other thing. Down here. I feel like that's the hitting rock bottom and looking up, right? Let's go down, I guess, to that one. I don't think it really matters to do this in order, as long as I get all 3. There's definitely going to be more ghouls down here. There has to be. Yep. Oh, hi, dog meat. Nice of you to join me down here. Okay. Walter Scott's terminal. I think Mr. Davison has been getting annoyed with Martin lately. I told Martin he should probably back off a bit because I know Mr. Davison had the temper. I saw him break a pool cue over Roger's head because he stood too close to the table when Mr. Davison was taking a shot. Roger still has trouble with the hearing in his right ear. Okay. So, pool table. Right? Is that what that's saying? Okay. Or just a table in general. I don't think I noticed a pool table anywhere. I miss Sharon. She's been out for a couple of days, and it's just not the same here without her. No one upstairs has heard from her. I'm starting to worry. Getting to see her face when I go upstairs for lunch is the highlight of my day. Can't believe Mr. Davison brought a gun into the office. There's no way HQ would approve, but anytime I bring up an issue, they never respond. The fact is something has to be done. Given his temper, it's a bad mix, and we don't need another workplace incident. Asking him to leave it at home will just make him more angry. But there might be another way. I've got a workbench down here in the warehouse. Next time he leaves the office, I'm going to take that thing apart and sabotage it. I finished the business with the gun, but Mr. Hernandez, Dr. Hernandez, spotted me leaving Mr. Davidson's office. If I didn't tell him what I was up to, he would have told the whole office, and then I'd be out of a job. I wish Sharon were here. She'd know what to do. Okay, so we're looking for a pool cue. That goes outside, or a pool table. Ooh, little lag there. And this is the workbench where I guess we're going to put together the gun. There's probably a break room up here, right? always forget these elevators actually have hatches in the top, which is crazy. Okay, where would a break room be? Where would a break room be? I mean, this is a, like, little kitchen area, but not a break room. I guess it doesn't have to be a break room. It just has to be somewhere with a pool cue or a pool table. Just a table in general. Pool yardstick. That's a yardstick, not a pool cue. But these are tables. Well, what's the thing with that? Because there was another bit to that. You might find something in a pocket. So, like, it's somewhat like there's a corpse by the table, right? Is that what I'm understanding? That's what I'm understanding. No one in here. God, this game really has me just scouring this place. Ah! Okay. Pool table. In a pocket. In a pocket. A pool. Ah. Ion gun parts. Okay. So the second one was something with the guy that he was irritating, which would be that terminal there if I can make my way back up there. Can I jump up this way? Nope, I gotta go the long way around, of course. Okay, around this way. In here. Dr. Reed, the guy he was agitating all month. So we just shipped 15 cases of Psycho and Jet to Vault 95. Of course, that makes total sense. Let's give these addicts more of what put them in this situation to begin with. Davidson says it's to force them to make the hard choice. Chems or getting clean. I'd say it's to cause a bloodbath. Stop. Walter in the warehouse just told me we received a massive shipment marked Vault 111, do not open, so he opened it, and it was hundreds of gallons of liquid nitrogen. What could they possibly need that for? That's it. I can't work under a manager who's so oblivious to what's going on around him. These vaults are supposed to be a safe haven for these people, not a lab to run experiments on them. Davidson still doesn't see it, or he's just ignoring it. Either way, I'm putting in my 2 weeks in the morning. Okay, this said something about behind a picture frame. Yeah, okay. I noticed the picture frame almost as soon as I walked into that room. And then that's to the other thing. The third clue was when you hit rock bottom. I did not mean to take that. I was trying to read it. What was that even called? It's clues. Like you always tell the boys in the warehouse, when you're going down and you've hit rock bottom, sometimes the best thing is to do and look up. I can read. So when you're going down... God, I cannot get used to the controls in this game again. When you're going down, like when you're going down an elevator... and you look up. It's going to be like right here. Yup. Ion gun blueprint. Now let's put this baby together. Broken receiver. Put the standard receiver on it. And does that just work now? Workplace safety complete. Let's see what the big deal is with this thing. We gotta try it out once, right? It uses fusion core ammo. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. It seems pretty overpowered. Not gonna lie. Okay. Well, this is a fun new weapon to have in the arsenal. I gotta use it on something. I don't know what I'm gonna use it on. The next enemy that I see, probably. But I'll keep it equipped until then. This little thing seems like it does a lot for its size, you know? Okay, let's go check out this showcase now for the other quest that we actually came here to do. All right, what are we looking for here? We're going downstairs. So this is like a Vault Tech bunker that they were showing off for people that couldn't get the real bunkers to save themselves, I guess. Prepare for the future. I don't like this. Okay. This is just going to be a walkthrough of like a fake vault. Do I actually have to use my Pip-Boy? Oh my god, I do. I mean, maybe there were some Vault Tech employees hiding in here that have, like, ghoulified that I'll have to kill. See a Mr. Handy. Doesn't show up as red. Hello?
Good day to you.
Mr. Blue.
Hello there.
Hi there. Okay, Mr. Blue is good. Let's turn you off. That affects my YouTube videos for this game. Okay, we got Nuka cherries around. That's cool. Gotta read this note. Camilla's note. The vault seems like the perfect fit. I've heard stories of vaults before that they are dangerous, haunted even, but this one seems to have been made to show, to entice others into jaws that lay elsewhere. We must do the same if we are to survive, as our rations are nearly gone. Javier must have noticed my unease as he floated the idea of adding some security measures, like a small keypad on the doors. For the code, I suggested the laws Javier had quoted at the other location, as it would make it easy to recall and serve as instructional to repeat them. Suggested the laws? What? Okay. So, for instance, at the resort, he quoted one of the 5 laws, and at the mansion, another. That would be 2 numbers. We still needed one more, so I said the next law we enforced would be the last. The more pressing concern is the lack of food. Javier and I have been struggling, but Lucia, while emotionally distant, seems well-nourished. I find this suspicious, and I wonder if she has been taking advantage of this vault's stock of perishables. If so, it's clear now she is not one of us. Given the amount she's consumed, she could still prove useful, however, as a morsel. If Javier and I are to survive, sacrifices like this must be made. Okay, so a code with different laws from the other locations, I guess? Greetings. Greetings. I'm already getting tired of reading all of this stuff, if I'm being honest. I don't know how else to explain to Jessie that this is not that kind of vault. She's heard all the rumors from other science staff about all the interesting experiments they'll be able to run, and she's convinced it's going to work the same here. She's started to prank some of the others during the meetings because, in her words, she wants us all in the right headspace. The fake spider in the donut box is one thing. The strychnine sprinkles is another. That's some kind of chemical, I don't know. If she didn't give it away by laughing every time Varner took a bite, we wouldn't have gotten him to the hospital in time. After an incident where Sandra put on a Vault Tech suit filled with glue, I decided to sit Jessie down and spell it out for her that this vault was a showcase and we should do our best to make sure that it is perfectly safe for both the visitors and personnel. Yet she still thinks there's a catch, and the only reason I couldn't tell her is because she doesn't have a high enough security clearance. On her breaks, I've noticed her poking around the walls looking for secret compartments that simply aren't there. Even worse, she's enlisted Mr. Blue to help her, under the guise of doing security sweeps. I just hope there aren't any other surprises when the clients start rolling through. If she wasn't such a talented engineer, I would fire her on the spot, but it's obvious we need her to meet our deadlines. I heard some of the staff talking about wanting to get back at Jessie by putting a fake SL4 Plus directive message on her terminal. They also want to involve Mr. Blue, who Jessica has taken a liking to, something about some fake source code that's supposed to be from a Gutsy, but actually makes it insult you incessantly. I warned them not to mess with company property, but what I should have done is warn them not to mess with Jessica. Whatever they're planning, it will not end well. I really don't know what Varner and Sandra were thinking. Did they really think Jessica would just swap out the robot's code with the fake Gutsy one? Jessica, the same girl who'd build you a flamethrower if you asked for a match? I'm just glad she didn't give Mr. Blue access to the nukes. But seriously, imagine if this happened when Brad Burton was here. We'd all be at our typewriters polishing up our resumes. For now, I've just got to come up with an excuse why I've canceled the private tours and lost 3 staff members. Thank God she put in that special standby override. It could have been a lot worse. Okay, so something bad went on down here. I think this is supposed to be like a player home because I'm seeing a lot of workstations.
Good day to you.
And I can actually go inside here. I don't need the code for the laws, I don't think. This place is nice so far. Let's walk over here and turn you off. This is nice though. It's like a mini vault. Let's turn you off as well. I don't see like a workbench anywhere to actually like fix it up. There's even a bobblehead stand in here. This 100% is a player home. Huh. Okay. That goes down further. Camilla, we're supposed to find her, and I think I found her. Why are there radios everywhere here, dude? I can't even turn this one off. I love that. Vault-Tec showcase card. And you have a note. The 5th law. Kill not our kindred, slay only the enemy, this is our justice. The 5th and final law, it was the last words Javier spoke to me before he left me here to die. Technically, Lucia was never one of the family, but it's clear now she was part of his. Judging by the packed bags, they were probably going to leave this vault without me, probably to that last bunker mentioned in the article. Can't blame them given what happened here. To think all this time I never noticed they had taken a liking to each other. How obvious it all seems now. Okay. Activate the workshop, it says. I haven't found the workshop. Might be further downstairs. Either way, this... Ooh, I like that. You know, that reminds me of the vault in Far Harbor, where the Robo-Brains are. They have that beach area. It kind of reminds me of this area, which is nice. I didn't see the work or settlement bench. Perhaps that is over here somewhere. Oh, it was right next to Mr. Blue. Okay, activate the workshop. Now, normally in my Fallout 4 playthrough, whenever I activated a workshop, I would go through and scrap everything here in order to get all the materials and stuff, but I'm not going to do that on stream. So we're just going to leave this as is. I guess we'll go head to the next location. Maybe there are like 4 different houses that come with this this creation, which is kind of crazy. Because they mentioned the resort, the mansion, this little area here. And then that last note I read mentioned a 4th and final location. So there's like quite a bit of stuff with this one. It almost makes up for most of the rest of the stuff just being paint jobs. All right, where are we going to next? There was one down there, kind of in the middle of nowhere. I'd like to go to one that I already have a location for, but I think this is the only one that's here. Let's go to the rationing site and walk over. Because if I remember right, it's just some mole rats and bugs at the rationing site. Alright, this direction, towards the southish, I believe? Yeah, less than 100 meters this way. Let's get our gun out and ready. Because I want to be able to use this. I mean, first glance, it doesn't do a lot of damage. It doesn't do a lot. At least not against this succubus. Come on, take it out. Jesus Christ. Okay, this thing isn't very good, I don't think. I'm not using it. I mean, granted, they're rust devils. They're kind of difficult to kill, but it's not going well at all. Yeah, this carbine's doing a lot more damage. What do I VATS? I haven't VATSed in a while. I have a lot of critical perks with that, so I really should be using that now that I remember. Dead. Okay. Alright, so I think we're going to whatever this house is here. It isn't an actual marked location. Quick test cell. That doesn't sound right. Okay, is this the manor? I'm assuming. Very awkward to walk through here. This doesn't feel right, but I guess we're here at the terminal. Remote door control. Let's go ahead and unlock it. So we're supposed to assume that Camilla and the others were here before they went to the Vault Tech area, I guess. There's like an actual story between this. I mean, it just seems really empty. Like a bunch of random hallways that aren't going anywhere. Secvo alert 27. Guest quarters. Activated by words take over. The bunker or something like that. I'm not saying that at all. All I am saying is that there is something suspicious about the terminal in the hall, and it may be monitoring what we say. We are not seriously suggesting that Wilmington would invite us here and then spy on us, are you? It's a maintenance terminal, that is all. They're to monitor things like oxygen levels, maybe temperature and other such technical things. So if that is the case, why is it security that checks the terminal daily? Why is it not someone from maintenance? I don't know. I mean, maybe it's because the people who do the maintenance are dirty, covered in oil and mud, and therefore unfit to be seen by us. You are a fool, Smythe, a damn idiot and a fool. And you are irritating me with your wild, delusional accusations against our host. In future, kindly keep your ravings to yourself. Okay. Oh my god, there's a lot of these. 15. Guest quarters activated by takeover. Take over the company, after all. Mr. Wilmington only has a daughter, no son. This is a great opportunity for you to prove to him that you are the man for the job. But Ida, dear, don't interrupt Horace now. You must put yourself forward at all times. Laugh at his jokes. Engage in witty conversation. But dear, there's hardly going to be a company to take over now. Not after the bombs. Don't talk nonsense, Horace. Things will soon be put to right and everything will be normal again. And when that time comes, you will have established yourself in Mr. Wilmington's good graces. By the time we leave this place, you must be indispensable to him. Yes, dear. For goodness sake, Horace, why are you not wearing a tie? But dear, it is only lunch. Everyone else will be dressed casually. That doesn't matter. You must always be impeccably dressed. Show Mr. Wilmington that you are your own man and make your own decisions, that you don't follow the herd. Yes, dear. We got 25 and 34. Let's see. In the kitchen, activated by kill and murder. Kill you! Get out of my kitchen, you imbecile, before I murder you! I ask you to be gentle with the souffle, so you commence throwing it around everywhere, and now poof, it is flat. How am I to serve this mess? I am ruined by imbeciles. How am I to cook anything with such idiots to help me? Personnel notes. Look, Eric, we are just going to have to accept that the cook will be triggering Sevco constantly. Maybe Clarkson knows a way we can program Sevco to ignore him. Okay, so that doesn't really have anything to do with anything. It's just the cook going off on one of his line chefs. That happens all the time. Let's see 34. Let's see. In the recreational room, triggered by takeover, fight, weapons, and kill. Quite a few people in this one. Take over the bunker and make it ours. It shouldn't be too difficult to fight as we outnumber them. We'd need weapons. I could break into the locker in the shooting range and get my hands on some pistols and ammo. You'd have to do it right before we put everything into action. Clarkson has eyes like a hawk. Ah, yeah, Clarkson. There is another problem. Ah, geez, you are not frightened of some stuck-up English butler, are you? The man is at least 6'6" and built like a brick shit house. Leave Clarkson to me. I will kill him. Leave the little posh bitch to me as well. Miss Clara, what do you want with her? Tried talking to her once, just being friendly. She stood there looking at me like I was a piece of shit, and then turned and walked away without a word. That stuck-up bitch will get what she deserves. You expect her to talk to you? Ha! You don't have enough money for her or her rich daddy. It's a new world now. We should be making the rules, not them. There's no reason why we should be living down here when we could be living in luxury upstairs. I doubt us taking the bunker is going to make her or her rich daddy talk to you. A couple hard slaps will knock the stuck-up right out of her, and have her talking all nice and polite to me. You are a real piece of shit, Joe. You know that? She's just a kid, barely 17. Leave her alone. What the hell is your problem? What do you care about it? Leave the girl alone. I am warning you. Watch it, Wilmers, or I'll have to teach you a lesson in manners, too. Arguing amongst ourselves is not going to get the job done. We have to work together if we are going to pull this off. Yeah, maybe you're right. Look, I have to leave for my shift now. We will meet later. Meanwhile, search out who else is willing to join us. But don't push your luck with anyone who you aren't real sure would join. I'm heading off too. Gotta get some sleep. Early shift. Shit, Jim. Why do you take on Joe like that? The man is a bully. I don't want him getting his hands on Miss Clara. Why the hell would you care about what happens to her or to any of the other rich bastards upstairs? They couldn't give a shit about you. Yeah, I know. It's just I lost my daughter last year and she would have been just about Miss Clara's age now. Sorry to hear it. How did it happen? I don't care about all this. I split with my wife a few years back. Right after the divorce was final, she married the bastard she was cheating on me with and moved to New York, taking Susie with her. I heard nothing from them until last year when the New York police contacted me, telling me that they had all died in a car accident. Sorry, man, that must have been rough. But what does that have to do with Clara Wilmington? What does that have to do with anything? The two girls look alike. In fact, Miss Clara could almost be Susie's twin. Are you sure that you're remembering right? It has been a while. Here, this is a photograph of Susie. Look. Yeah, they do look very similar. Your Susie looks like a younger version of Miss Clara, though Clara has brown eyes, doesn't she? Yes, she does. If Susie had lived, she would have been about the same age as Miss Clara by now. Don't worry about it. When we take over, you won't have to see her again and be reminded of your girl. Anyway, I'm heading off to get some sleep. You should get some as well. Jesus Christ. I don't care about these people's backstories. They're all dead. Okay, it's part of the bunker's security system. It's a voice recognition software that monitors all conversations throughout target areas 24 hours a day. It is programmed with a list of words that will trigger the system to give out an alert once they are said by anyone within range. Once the system is triggered by a word, it activates and immediately starts quietly recording the conversation. As they arrived, all residents and staff were required to submit sample vocal recordings for use with Sevco. This allows Sevco to identify the matches in any conversations that it records by matching vocal patterns to samples given. The only people that know that this system is installed are Mr. Wilmington, myself, and the two of you. You are not permitted to tell anyone about Sevco. This is to ensure that the system works as intended. Ensure daily checks of all terminals in the bunker for any Sevco activation alerts. If there are any alerts that require further action, load a blank holotape and download a transcript. Submit this to me. Make sure that you are re-implementing password protection on those terminals to ensure that no one else can access them, and through that, find out about Sevco. So there are more terminals that have all this stuff. Oh boy. Let's do a scan, I guess. Okay, word list. Kill, murder, hate, dead, corrupt, underpaid, overtime, take over, steal, fight, and weapon. So those are all the words that would trigger the recordings. Alan. Hey, you think that maybe that Sevco piece of shit voice activation security software may one day actually catch something worth catching? I had 2 alerts today from it that were staff members talking about what they do to kill time. Haha. Happy 12-hour shift, Eric. Eric. That is a good one, but I can one-up you there. I got an alert in the staff quarters when someone said that they could murder a good steak. Man, this shift is dragging. I don't understand why Clarkson has us doing these 12-hour solitary shifts up here. What could possibly happen in a secure bunker? By the way, a heads up for you on what to call Wilmington. I just made the mistake of calling him boss and got a half-hour lecture from Clarkson. He ranted on about how Mr. Wilmington was rich and important in England, and how even though he and his daughter moved here to America, they still deserve respect and recognition of their social rank. So call Mr. Wilmington sir, and the daughter has to be called Miss Clara. I did learn one thing, though. Turns out Clarkson is actually their butler and that they brought them from England. No, seriously, man, I thought he was their bodyguard, given the sheer size of him. But nope, he is a genuine, honest-to-goodness, fully trained English butler. Haha. It's his job to run their household, so that means he is the one running the bunker. Anyway, make sure you delete this after reading it. We are not supposed to be using this terminal for personal communication. Then stop using it so I have less to read. It's what I hate about this Creation Club stuff. There is so much reading. There are enemies here. I love that. Where does... Oh, this is just a balcony. Okay. And this goes downstairs. That goes further downstairs, I guess. Okay, there are definitely enemies about. I'm assuming each one of these is like... Oh yeah, it's like a little house square area. So these are all like actual buildings meant to simulate places of residence, or the kitchen, I guess. They had like a little cafe, maybe. Okay. Bunch of supplies, bunch of useless junk. Got another house here. Another pool table. What's in here? Oh. I like the little water areas that this creation has added throughout the different locations. They're kind of cool. Window view controls. Country view. So that's country. Sea Cove. Whoops. That's the Sea Cove. Okay, so you can like change this window to show different things, even though they're technically underground. That's the beach. And then we got the mountain view. Okay, I'll just keep the mountain view up. We got another bathroom slash changing room there. I should be... I'm down a stim pack, so I should be checking these mirrors, because they sometimes have meds in them. That one did not. Alright. What's going... This is like a little theater room. Okay. There's the projector, but nothing else here. There's like an underground area from here too, because all the red dots on the radar show that they're down below. I'm assuming that door leads down below, so let's check this out. Guns, guns, guns. They had a gun store here? Oh, this is the underground area. Okay. What am I fighting in here? Rad roaches? Ghouls. I'm guessing the people that were down here ghoulified. That leads back up to here. Oh, hi. Clarkson.
Compromised. Engaging. Threat eliminated.
Yeah, you didn't do anything, Sentinel. Don't say you eliminated the threat. Okay, so this was Clarkson. And he doesn't have anything important on him. Alrighty. Out of my way, Sentinel. This is probably... Oh, this is just like storage. Oh, and the workshop's down here. We'll go ahead and activate that, because that will definitely be an objective anyway. I don't like how that picture looks. Got another maintenance terminal. Help! Jim Wilmer's here. I have Miss Claire with me. We are located down in maintenance, locked in a utility room. I heard a scream and ran to investigate. I arrived to find that something has happened to Clarkson. He has lost his mind. He was rounding aggressively on Mr. Wilmington, who was firing shot after shot into him with no effect. I moved in to help, but Mr. Wilmington yelled at me to save Miss Claire right before Clarkson reached him and started ripping him apart with his bare hands. I skirted around behind Clarkson and grabbed the girl who was watching on in shock as her father screamed his last. I was only able to reach her when Clarkson saw me and started to turn on us. There was no way that we could run past him, up the steps, and back out the door. We backed away, and I only just managed to pull Miss Clara into this room and slam the security door shut before Clarkson reached us. We are now trapped. We need help. All the staff were preparing to make a run from the bunkers, so they will all be gone by now. I am trying to send a message through this terminal in the hope that there is someone left to read it, but the damn thing is not set up for messaging terminal to terminal, only for writing maintenance reports. We have been trapped in here for hours. We have water from the water fountain, but that is not going to stop us from eventually dying of starvation. Everyone else will be long gone from the bunker, but I keep hoping that someone is still around and looking for us. There is no getting out. I was hoping that Clarkson would leave and we could slip out, but he just stays right outside the door waiting. There's no way that I could fight him. I couldn't have taken him even on before. Now, this sickness has given him a lot more strength and speed than any normal human being should have. If I could just get Miss Clara out of her shock, then as a last resort, I could distract Clarkson while she ran out. But Miss Clara hasn't said a word in all this time. She's in a state of catatonic shock, and nothing I can do or say helps. Poor girl saw her father ripped to shreds right in front of her eyes. No, the only way I'm going to be able to get her out of here is if I could somehow get rid of Clarkson. I found that Miss Clara was carrying a gun, a small gold pistol. The real shit thing is, there is just 2 bullets left. I fired one at point-blank range directly through a gap in the metal fence and into Clarkson's chest, right into the heart. But shit, the bastard didn't even blink. I need to save the last bullet, even if it is only for the way it makes me feel better having at least a loaded weapon to hand. Clarkson has been joined by what I think are Scott and Wilkins, the 2 security staff members that died. At least I thought they had died until they crawled out of one of the wall vents during last night and took up position with Clarkson. They must have been hiding in the ducting all this time. It must have been them who killed all those people using the ventilation ducting to travel undetected around the bunker. They would have had access to almost every room in the bunker through that massive network of ducting. Almost all of it large enough that a man could fit through easily. No wonder some of us staff were hearing strange thumps and bangs during the night from the walls and ceilings. Luckily, this utility room has no vent on this side of the security fencing, or I suspect we would have been already dead. Scott and Wilkins look like something from a nightmare now. Their flesh rotting and peeling away. Scott doesn't even have a nose anymore. They are walking, rotting corpses, and the smell is overpowering. Makes me gag. We have been here for days now, and it is clear that no one is coming to help. With just Clarkson, I stood a really slim chance, but with the 3 of them right outside this gate, there is none. They don't leave, just keep stalking up and down the fencing. Ever so often, one of them will launch an attack on it, battering it in a ferocious attempt to get in and get to us. So far, it's held, but the last attack was worrying, and if they get the idea to all attack the fencing at one time, then I doubt it will hold. I have tried talking to them, tried reasoning with them, tried everything to appeal to anything remotely human left in them, but it is no good. No, our time has run out. It had to be done. 1 bullet left in that fancy golden gun. I held the still and shocked girl in my arms and rocked her back and forth while singing that song I used to sing my little girl when she had a nightmare. Maybe it is a lack of food affecting my mind, but it was Susie I was holding. I swear it. Don't know how I did it. I just knew that I had to. It was damn hard to see with the tears pouring, and it was the hardest thing that I have ever done. But she didn't see it coming, and she felt nothing. I'm sure of it. I just put the gun to her head and did what I had to in order to spare Miss Clara the agony of dying from starvation or from being savagely ripped to shreds. I'm going to open the gate now. I will be with my own daughter again in a minute. Signing out for the last time, Jim Wilmers. You know, it is kind of a sad story. That's obviously Miss Clara, Ghoul Slayer's golden pistol. That's kind of cool. You're telling me with a Ghoul Slayer weapon you still couldn't really damage Clarkson? That's kind of upsetting. That must be Wilmers right there.